Welcome to Southwest Florida. My name's Dave Lockwood. I'm with Remove It Pros Demolition. We started a junk removal business way back in 2007, 2008, and it has morphed into this demolition business that we're doing now. A big part of what we do is we do demolition, junk removal with a spin. The spin is that we're looking for stuff that we can repurpose and resell. Some people think that's a crazy thing to do. There's no money in it, and so on and so forth, and they're probably right for them. So for us, we've been doing it a long time. We're doing just shy of $1 million a year out of our warehouse, and you tie all that together with everything we do, and it gives us a very winning formula for doing the business that we do. So here's a story, okay? This story happened 2 years ago, 2 seasons ago. So we have a bunch of peculiar behavior going on amongst 5 of our employees. They all gave us a 2-week notice about the same time. Now, I'm a very trusting person, and if you came and asked me 1,000 questions about my business that most people would never answer because they're afraid that you're going to take their business from them, I would answer them, because basically I just been around a long time, and I know that even if you tell somebody something and give them every little detail, a lot of times they just can't follow instructions, or they don't listen very well, or whatever it is, I don't know. So there's a guy, I won't tell you his last name, but I'll use his first name. So we had talked to him about coming and working for Remove It Pros as a salesperson. And we talked to him a few times. What we liked about him is he actually saw the opportunity that we had. He's seen the amazingness of our little business model. And we talked to him briefly, then we talked to him again. And the problem that we had with him is the fact that he wanted to come in at pretty much the top of the pay scale. And what we wanted him to do is to come in at a more reasonable price. Now, the kind of money that he was making, which was $100,000 a year, was pretty good. So we just figured he was probably better off staying with what he was doing, because you don't start people out at the top if they don't have any experience. Now, he has a lot of experience in what he was doing, but he doesn't have very much experience in what we're doing. So we like him. We like him. I still like him, honestly. So here's what's happened over the last 2 years. So he scalped us, basically. He took 5 of my key players at the time, and all of these key players, out of them, 3 of them were on a pay structure that we learned that we goofed up. Okay, we were paying too much, way too much. So we were paying these guys a pretty significant portion of our profit, plus an hourly rate, plus their overtime, so on and so forth. So some of these guys were making, one made, this is 2 years ago, made $106,000. The other one made like $95,000. And at their skill levels that these guys are at, that's a lot of money, okay? And because we don't believe in lying, cheating, or stealing, and we believe in these relationships, our business has a revolving door, okay, of the laborers. The key guys, not so much. We do have a lot of guys come and go. That's typically life issues that they have, or somebody comes and promises them the world, and then they go off for a minute and they come back, and we get a better relationship with them. So a lot of the guys like us because we're the land of second chances. I've given some of these guys, I've given them 4 and 5 second chances. And what I'm doing is I'm watching them and I'm seeing them grow. And you can hear the rain outside. We're having a downpour. So this guy comes in and he goes kind of slimily under our back. We have a guy that's working for us for a long time, and we were loyal to him as well. And we put him into a position where he was being an estimator for us. And it became pretty obvious, maybe 6 months in, that he couldn't do the job. And we worked with him, and he was kind of a baby, and he kind of, was sick a lot and all these other things, which most of our key people, they rarely ever miss. So he's working for us. Little do we know, he kind of sees the writing on the wall. We're kind of feeding stuff to him. The other employees are sick and tired of carrying his weight, And he starts to see the writing on the wall that we're probably going to get rid of him. Although we weren't planning on getting rid of him, we were going to just roll him back in as a crew leader. So one of these guys, the smart guy, comes in and he gets him on one of the bids. We're bidding out a job for the company that this Mark guy's working for, and he solicits my estimator to come work for him. He's going to start a new business. So he started the new business, and he had enough connections that he could get a certain amount of these interior demolition jobs. So he basically he nailed us pretty good in the sense that you can't nail us pretty good because we're so flexible. But it just pissed me off, because you just don't do business this way. I don't do business this way. Some people may do business this way. So he basically drew this Dave guy, took and grabbed each one of these 5 guys, and they had meetings like right down the street from our office. And he's offering these guys crazy freaking money. He's offering these guys 130 grand, 140 grand, 150 grand, and he's promised them that they don't have to deal with the structure that we gave them, which is, you got to show up on time. You got to stay till the end of the day. Can't go to lunch for 2 hours. All these kind of things. So all the things that had made us successful, he carved all that stuff out and made it out to be like it was stupid. So he's a brand new guy in our industry, emulating what we're doing. This is coming from the guys that I now all work for me again. 3 of them, he got duds. And they were all 3, 2 of them were bad for our culture, and their heads were on the chopping block anyway. They're just negative guys, know-it-all, can't teach a know-it-all. If you know everything, you can't be taught. That's the problem with a lot of people who go to college. They think they know everything, and then they won't learn anything else, so you can't help them. So the reality of college is when you get out of college, now you're starting your life. Now you got some education. If you got some really good education, well, you're going to be sought after and drawn after. But if you just took an average whack at college, when you get out, you're starting just where everybody else is starting, and you're competing against the same guys. And us business owners, we're not interested in college. We're interested in experience. We want to know what you know how to do and how you can help me get to where we're trying to go. So back to my story. So he scalps us. He's in on jobs that we have built the relationships with based off of this Dave guy's relationship. All underhanded, cutting our prices, which is hard to do because when you cut our prices, you cut yourself to the quick because we are very competitive. So we stay very competitive by getting stuff and repurposing it. So that is a lot to do. So in order to do that, you've got to have you got to get the guys keyed in mentally to take things apart and not break them. Get them back to the shop in the truck and not get them scratched up. Get them unloaded, stacked properly, cleaned properly, put onto a platform to sell them, to load them out, and to keep track of everything. It's a lot. Now, add to that the demo business. You got to have $15,000 worth of tools and a box truck, and make sure the box truck works. You got to make sure the dump trailer works. You got to make sure you got the jobs. You got to make sure you can make your payroll every week. You got to make sure you have your workman's comp. All these things. It's a lot. It's a lot. And we got a track record. We've been doing it for 10 years under Remove It Pros. Now, we were affordable demolition before that, but we didn't want to be affordable. We wanted to be the guys you wanted. We didn't want to be the affordable guys where everybody's beating you up on price for everything, trying to get everything done for nothing. We like to work for people who understand that when we come on the job, we advance them. We get them done. We get them done quick, and we're not screwing stuff up. And when we do screw stuff up, so it happens from time to time, we stand behind it and we fix the problem. We don't make you, as the contractor, go talk to the building about the bush we just ran over. We go talk to the building. What do you want to do? What do you want us to do? Get a bush here tomorrow and we'll plant it. Whatever you want to do, we're going to do it. So back to lying, cheating, and stealing. Okay, I call them shortcuts. The few times that I've had significant issues in my life, I've got into relationships with people who were taking shortcuts. And that's where lying, cheating, and stealing comes into play. And lying, cheating, and stealing only works for a while. That's been my experience. So these guys, they scalp us. They're in business. Their first year probably did decent. I don't know if he ever made any money or not. The amount of money that he promised these guys, I don't blame them for listening to him, and I don't blame them for trying this, because to them it was like winning the lottery. He literally signed a contract with them to pay them this amount of money that he was going to pay them. Well, one after the other, he lost these guys. And a couple of my guys have gone back and forth between us and him. So what have happened is they'll come to us for a while, and then we start seeing some things going on that we're questioning. So we push them, and then they go back over and they work for him for a while. So he's putting up with drug stuff, and we won't put up with it. So if we're aware of it, we don't put up with it. So at any rate, here's what happened. He does that, runs like a banshee. He's got he didn't buy the same trucks, he bought smaller ones. He only outfitted the trucks with a partial set of tools. He had a couple of his crews sharing the same tools. He did buy dump trailers. He got a shop to resell stuff. The shop's way too small. So he did all that stuff. So at any rate, 2 days ago, here's the story. 2 days ago, let's say 2 months ago, I end up with one of my most valuable employees ever, and it's because of his personality. And he learns, and he's consistent, and I like him a lot, and he's naive like me in a lot of ways. And when this guy came and talked to him, it tore him up. Well, he offered him so much money, guaranteed, that he just went. And I don't blame him. The other guy, he, on a scale from 1 to 10, probably a 7. Probably an 8 now. He's back with us for a while. He's doing really well. He's grown up a lot. That's what I like about this business, is a lot of these guys that stay with us for a long time, because of our consistency, because of what we bring to the table, the way that we show them professionalism, they grow. They grow and they grow and they grow. As they get older, they got families to support, so on and so forth, and they do well. So I'm really happy for them. So this guy scalps us, is in business for 2 years, and now he's calling us up to see if we'll buy his equipment, because he's gone out of business. He's behind on his rent, and he wants us to come bail him out. So, I mean, I don't hold grudges. If this guy would have came to me up front and said, hey, you know what, I really like what you're doing. Is there any chance you would help me or teach me? I would have taught him. Even in my own marketplace, I would have taught him. And the reason I would have taught him is because most people don't listen. They don't follow through. But I still would have helped him, and I would have helped him, but it would have been all on him. His learning curve wouldn't have been off the chart. But him stealing our guys like that, that's just bad mojo. That's bad. You don't do stuff like that. And if you're going to do something like that, you need to do it in a city as big as Tampa or Miami. Because if you do it in a little marketplace like this, you're a schmuck. All the guys, they don't trust you walking in the door. They're not going to. So he basically told these guys, well, you just work as long as you want. Go to lunch and just make sure you're back in a reasonable amount of time, and all this kind of stuff. And his reputation is to get onto this job and pull off, go to another job. So he's firefighting. Go to this job, pull off, go off this job. So he gets 10 jobs going on. He never gets anything done. So that's his reputation. And because of the way that he came into this business, these guys aren't giving him a lot of latitude because they don't trust him. He don't have a trust level. So this is me kind of talking about something that happened to us, and in the full circle of what happened. The guys kept coming to me, are you mad? Are you mad? And I'm like, it pissed me off, because for about 2 weeks there, we had to struggle to get enough talent to fulfill our promises that we had made based off of these 5 people working for us. But we got through it. We gained some really good guys because of it. And we learned a lot. The company is officially out of business, and I don't know. We're going to go look at their stuff tomorrow. We might buy them out. I don't know. I'll only do it if it's beneficial to us. We would like to have their dump trailers, their tools and stuff. I don't know if they bought junky tools or not. So this is me venting, telling a story. We're expanding into our next market, which is Sarasota. We just had about a 2-hour meeting on that with Talon. We brought in an estimator, which should free up about 90% of Talon's time. And Talon and I are going to work on this new, putting together a sales force for here. Then we're going to learn here, because we're 95% all word of mouth. We're going to go out getting business. And then we're going to take what we learned from that over the next 5 months, and we're going to transfer that up to Sarasota and give us a run and start into this new marketplace. And I do know that the market's cooling in a lot of areas, and this is probably not a good time to expand, but we're working on the coast. We're working with people who largely are not financing anything. They're just paying money out of their pockets, and we're in this luxury market. So that's it. Dave Lockwood, Remove It Pros Demolition, and we'll see you on the next video.